можеш? Ага.
Зараз спробуй перейти за посиланням.
Мгм. Угу. Добре. Тобто тепер ти почав її.
Так.
Але я тебе не бачу. О, так. Я тепер тебе бачу. Так. Якщо я вімкнуся, то буду я. Так, тоді працює.
Угу.
Але дуже довгий той.
Затримка, да. Є затримка. Я думаю, що це через мій інтернет.
Угу. Зрозуміло. Добре, тоді воно все підключено. Я дам ще ось це посилання для добра. Давай вимикаємо картинку, щоб він на нас не дивився, якщо він перейде.
Добре.
І... Ага.
А лектор сам собі шерить презентацію і перемикає?
Так, вони самі відкривають і перемикають.
Угу.
Окей. Все. Я йду в якоїсь води візьму і прийду, і будемо готові.
Добре.
Угу. Я повернулася.
Угу.
Я також ще відправлю посилання Віці. Що він заходить? Ти тут?
Тут.
Ну що? З Богом?
Добре. А.
Hi, Dobromir.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Nervous. I don't feel ready for this at all.
Okay. It's okay because it's just test webinar, and it's not to check you, but to help you if there is going to be some problem, and just to explain you the main rules of the webinar and how everything is going to be conducted.
Okay. Just turning this off.
Okay, so first, let me explain you why there is script that I sent you.
Mm-hmm.
And why there is a YouTube link that I also sent you to the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when you join our meeting, like when you join Zoom meeting, there will be only facilitator or moderator here present, but the person will be without video. It's going to be Andrei, and he won't have video or anything. And exactly at 7 p.m. you need to start presentation, But when you join the link, you are not going to be online immediately. You can still talk a bit, and then Andrei is going to tell you that, okay, now we are going online. Then everything starts. So let's talk what happened after you're going online. Like, we will practice that. We have YouTube connected to the Zoom, so you will see how things are going. But there is also a script I sent you.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, Vika is joining us too. 1 second. Yeah. Hi, Vika. Okay, so you have a script, and this one is dedicated to our webinar. We have it in Polish for you, and also we have it in Russian, so we understand it as well. And there is a link to every slide of the presentation. If you see, the first one is introduction, and it means slide number 1. So as Vika explained you during our previous talk, you need to introduce yourself. Like, you need to greet audience and introduce yourself and tell a bit about yourself. Like, also you need to give information about rules that are going to be used during our webinar. You need to say that webinar is 1 hour, 1.5 hours long, that you are going to be talking during 1 hour, and then 30 minutes are dedicated to questions if audience have them. And that this webinar is going to be available till midday, till the next day mid-time, like 12 next day. And if audience have any questions, they can ask them in chat. Like, only these main rules, and that's it. And the main thing you need to remember that they're like, it's not broadcasting isn't simultaneous. There is like 10 seconds difference. So whenever you talk, people can hear you like 10 seconds late. So if you ask them questions, you need to remember that answer are going to be 10 seconds late.
Wow, that's a delay.
Yeah, like it's between 10 to 13 seconds delay.
Okay.
Okay. Then there is our main purpose is to create interaction between you and viewers or students. So it's good to ask them some questions. Like, for example, on this third slide, we are asking them like, what is their background? And then they need to tell you, they need to write in that chat, like, what is, like, are they PMs, or if they are juniors or seniors, think like that. And overall, during the presentation, like during the webinar, it's good to ask them some questions. Like, you can ask them, did they understand you right? Or in the beginning, you can ask them, do they see you? Or and how they can answer you, you can ask them to put plus or minus, because they don't need to write, I don't know, like very long answer. So you can say, do you have any questions? Like, if you have no questions, please write minus. And then you can go and continue with your presentation. And then we prepared information about our like promotion part. You remember we also were talking about it during previous call. So there is slide number 4, where you need to mention about bonuses that we are going to have for our audience for this webinar. Like, overall, you need to mention that this webinar is dedicated to the course TechMind, that we are giving basic technical skills for non-technical IT specialists there. And only today we have 20% discounts for everyone who wants to join. And if they want to join, there is going to be a link in the chat. So at this time, Andrei is going to send the link to the chat so they can use it after the webinar.
So just one second. You said only today?
Yeah, like this 20% is only today. Yes, till the end of the day.
Okay, because that's not what's written in the slide.
Okay, tell me what is.
Slide says the 7th of June.
It's the course starts 7th of June.
Okay.
We will change it.
Do 7 czerwca, which literally translates to those who register until the 7th of June.
Okay.
It's open up that until the 7th of June, you can register with the 20% discount.
Okay, we usually give discount only for the day of webinar till the end of the day. So we are going to change this information. 7th of June is the day when we start the course.
That makes sense, but that's not.
Yeah, like you will fix it. Thank you that you told me that. It was in Polish and I didn't understand it, but it's really cool that you mentioned it. And we want to try to give some information or about this course during the presentation. So for example, there is nine slides where you can mention that more information about this. You can also find, you can also learn on our course, and I will be talking about it on our first lecture that start like on the day of the lecture, or just you can say that you are a speaker of that lecture. It doesn't matter how you say it, like it's free for you, but you need to mention it.
You just want me to essentially where I can plug the course.
Yes.
Hey, this is information that you will be exposed to during our course that begins on the 7th of June, to which you will have 20% discount if you sign up until 12 tomorrow. Is that it? Or is only during the presentation?
Or only that day when presentation
until
lasts. Yeah, until midnight, you can say.
Okay, so for
like,
which 20%, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's
also,
Polish in my head afterwards.
Okay. Also, I want to say that sometimes we give, like we are trying to make our audience a bit more active. So we tell them like, if they write like the best comment or something like that, usually it's best comment, we are going to give them bigger discount. So it's going to be like 40% or even 50%. And like we will tell you, is it going to be included here? So if it's going to be included, you will know in advance. And then in the end of the webinar, you need to mention the name. So Andrei is also going to write that name for you.
Andrei is going to decide who is the best person.
I think that our like marketing manager is going to be present, but maybe it can be.
Make me less nervous by saying more people that are responsible will be listening to my complete improv of the first time I'm doing this. Okay, great. I'm very nervous about
Okay, it's going to be just you, no one here. Okay.
Cool.
And then you going through the presentation as we were like, as you know the best how to do that. And then again, there is slide number 21, where you can give like brief information about the course and who is the audience for that course. Like we wrote it there, like project managers, product owners, like anyone like there, and the short information what is going to be taught on that course. Like you can just say there will be a lecture dedicated to front and back end. We won't tell you how to write the code, but we will give you basic information about it. And you can tell that I am also a lecturer for that course, and you just invite students. Slide 22. This is the part where we tell the audience who won that best comment prize. And
who wrote the Polish on this?
I think Andrei wrote it. No, or no? We have one.
Which side? On the slide? Or
there's a good joke there. I just wanted to compliment the good joke.
Okay.
Cool.
Here,
We have the winner. Great success. Borat quote. Okay, that meme is famous. I tried to find the gift for a business meeting, but it was not available on Teams.
It would be cool if the winner could be from Kazakhstan too.
You mean the Jewish guy educated in England who lives in Kazakhstan? Okay.
Yeah, and speaks Polish.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. He was speaking Polish.
Okay. And the last slide again, you mentioned the promo information. So overall, there is information about the promo in the beginning, like in the end, and during the seminar, at least once you need to mention it. That's, I believe, it. And the last slide is there are going to be links to your profile, LinkedIn or Facebook, whatever you prefer. And also we have a Q&A session. So students can ask you questions, whatever they want to, but in reality, they ask the question during your presentation. So you can tell them, okay, I'm going to be I will answer them in the end, or you can answer them after every subtopic. Like, you have different topics, and you can say, in the end of this topic, I will give my answer. Whatever you prefer, it's up to you.
They can write questions during the Q&A as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Andrei is the one who does the curating of the questions.
Yes.
You're going to give me the questions that you choose that are pertinent. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so not all questions will be presented.
Like, it's pre-made questions, like, but we don't know what students can ask you. So
okay, I see. Good. But if somebody asks a really cool question, you're gonna pick up on it and
yeah. Also, you can tell us what you prefer. Do you like us to send the questions in Telegram, or you can open the YouTube chat and read it yourself? What do you think is the most convenient way for you to handle it?
I think that sending it via Telegram would be a good idea, because then we have a separate thing going on. But I don't know if you do that, but what would be really nice is having the names of somebody that is asking the question that is there, and I'd be like, oh, okay, Andrei asked this question, or I don't know, Natalia asked this and this, so that it kind of relates. Do you do that?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, just remember that not every account YouTube profile has name, so it can be WWX3 asked this question.
Fine.
Yeah.
You can ask them to sign their questions with their name if they want to.
Yeah, like, you can tell that in the beginning. It would be,
because I find it validates the interaction. It creates a better memory of the interaction if you actually name the person that asked the question. Then people kind of like, there's a bond that happens there.
Okay.
I think that's
it's a great idea. Great idea.
Thank you. So what happens if somebody asks a question that isn't clear to me? Then I can ask for them to validate, and then we go back and forth, or is that going to be complicated with our setup?
No, you can ask them to explain it better, and we will, and even Andrei can write it too. So they will give another question or just explanation, and then it is going to be sent to you again, and you can answer them. Like, the thing is, not every question has to be answered. For example, there can be questions that are not related to the topic at all, and you can say, or you feel like not answering them at the moment. So you can say, or about this, we are going to be talking more during the webinar, like TechMind webinar, like on the course, or you think that something like that is going to be mentioned during your presentation. So you can say, okay, wait 10 minutes, and then I will explain to you, like, in my next slides.
Okay,
cool. It depends.
How about if I don't know how to answer the question? If somebody asks me something pretty damn technical at that point, and I just don't remember it, because there are things that I don't remember enough. My needs to be honest and be like, hey, you know what? I actually don't remember this, and
Yeah, like you can be honest. It's good.
It's up to you. How do you feel about it? If you want to answer, you can answer. If you don't, then don't.
I have no issues with saying I don't know something. This is just part of life, and especially in IT, you can't know everything. So, okay. You mentioned links to slides here in the script. I don't see links to slides.
You don't. There are like screenshots of every slide that is dedicated to the presentation, and you mean that we don't? We just wrote the numbers.
Oh, okay,
but-
okay, that's what you meant. Okay, that's
Yeah.
cool. And this script, I can modify it to my liking because this is
Yes.
cool for later, but in the Google Docs, you guys will see my modifications.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yes.
We have it in Russian, so you can do whatever you do in Polish. We won't understand it anyway.
Right. Yes. Sorry, Andy.
You can write it in another color, so I can translate it to my colleagues in Russian.
Cool. Another question. So there are things that are here which I am not familiar with. I could just learn them, and kind of speak to that point, but I don't see why. I'm not comfortable with doing that. So like, yeah, wait, where was that slide? Because this is not all the slides that you gave me initially. There's less slides here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is this all the slides that you want me to show, or do you want me to discuss the slides that you gave me in the first presentation?
We want you to go through the slides we give you in the presentation. Like you don't need to go through all presentation, but at least few, so we see how you present, and maybe we can give some advice, or there is going to be question from Andrei and how you interact with audience.
Okay.
Like it shouldn't be a whole presentation, but at least 20 minutes, I think. And also for your question, you said that if you don't know something, you can tell them like that, oh, like very good question, I don't know it, or I cannot think about the answer now. And or you can even say that really good question, we should give like bigger discount for you, and Andrei will do that. It's also a
Because in, like, for instance, slide number 7 here, there's mention of BPMN, IDFO, EPC, UML, and these aren't things that, I've been in touch with much. So the whole business process management aspect of designing that business plan, I haven't had contact with that specifically. So I can't speak to it. I could say, oh, this is the example of knowledge that you would
yeah, like you will learn it during the course. It should be like that. And
you ask me a question about this, I'm gonna be like,
yeah, like you can say that other lecturers are going to be talking about it during the course.
okay, cool. So we're good with that. I am relieved.
Okay, and there is a link I sent you to your chat on Telegram. You can follow it.
So just a question, is Telegram something that I can put up on my computer? I haven't checked.
Yes.
Okay, maybe I should do that. I don't know if my company will allow it though.
Using Telegram?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
strict
don't
rules.
Telegram.
It's made by Russian guy, but he doesn't live in Russia anymore.
Yeah, I know, but this is a Ukrainian company, so touchy. I would actually, if possible, that you send me links also via Google Gmail, links for stuff instead of Telegram. Is that possible, or is that a difficulty?
It's not difficult, but it should be instant, especially like if we send you questions during the.
I would use Telegram on my phone. I would just have it here.
Okay.
Have it there. right? But if you send me links like apart from the presentation, if you send me links, if you don't mind sending them via Gmail, that'd be cool.
Okay, I will send you every link, but I'm talking about questions that are going to be from students. It should be instant, and it's going to be it will take long time if I send it during.
No, I'll use this for Telegram for
Okay. Okay.
it's just Telegram on my company computer.
Okay, it's touchy topic, I understand.
You know, yeah.
We respect rules here, so no problem.
Rule, it's just it's weird right now.
Okay. Also, there is, as I said, I send you a link.
Mhm.
So you can open it. Like me and Andrei, we can turn off our video now. So you can see only yourself there
Mhm.
if you follow that link. And this is how it's going to be, how it actually works. It will be on YouTube.
Oh.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
I see now.
And I hear someone like here you need. And I hear someone like yeah. You need to turn off the sound, but yeah. And if you see like on the right side, there is chat, and all questions will appear there.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is so weird to see a delay of a few seconds on my own movements. This is a bit trippy. Cool. Okay, got it.
I understand it's hard to get used to it,
You
actually.
know what I'll do? I'll use my tablet. I have a tablet, and it's going to be a bigger screen. I'm going to have a better view of everything.
Okay.
Because if I have, screen-wise, it's going to be more efficient that way.
Okay.
Okay. Questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
Is there things that you want to cover?
Can you repeat? I didn't hear.
Do you have more topics that you want to cover? Because I have questions.
No, you can go on with your questions.
Dress code. Do you want me to dress the same way as advertised on the picture?
It's up to you. We don't usually have dress code.
I'm going to ask you to tell me what your audience is, because if your audience is people who wear ties and shirts and blazers, then that's a different kind of thing, right? So if everybody's is more t-shirt oriented, like what do you think is best to reach your audience?
I think the way you look now is actually pretty cool. Like if it's like the students are juniors, so even if you come with t-shirt, it's going to be good, I think.
Yeah, but impression management.
Yeah, like you don't need a tie for it. Simple shirt button up is good.
I come from finance, so I have all these kind of like striped shirts, and I started working here with my tie and my shirt, and people looked at me weird, and I had to change my wardrobe a little bit.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Like you should feel free with this.
Okay.
Relax.
All right. And
okay.
All right. If I have any more questions, I think that's it. So just to make sure that I understand correctly, what's going to happen is I'm going to log into the YouTube on my side, and I'm going to log into the link that you guys provide me.
Yes.
I'm going to see what's going on in the YouTube room. And then Andrei is going to launch me.
Yes.
And then I start with introducing myself. How much personal information do people usually do? Do I talk about a little bit about my personal life? Do I mention that, where I'm from, where I studied?
You shouldn't go deep, but 30 seconds or around a minute. The main thing you need to mention your working experience, or like 1 to 2 minutes is the top, I think.
Okay, perfect. I usually, when I speak in Polish, when I make presentations in Polish, I usually explain that I've never been to school in Polish. So if there's some, I kind of tell people, hey, so
Yeah.
this is why you're gonna hear weird things coming from me in English words.
Yeah, like you can actually mention like your background, that you came from Canada. Like it will be interesting for students, and they will feel more relaxed knowing such facts about you.
Cool.
It's cool.
Yeah, people are usually interested, and they're like, why? And then that just kind of creates attention. That's cool.
And in the end, you won't be talking about project managers, but about Canada's life.
Oh my God, it happens so often. Yeah. But I have short answers for that if it ever gets to that, just to kind of kill that conversation. Otherwise, it degenerates. Cool.
Yeah. And one thing, when you open your YouTube channel, you need to mute it, because otherwise you can hear yourself on Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I mute my, yeah. Okay.
That is important. Otherwise, I think we mentioned everything.
All right. So. All right. Choose yourself. You said 1 to 10 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes. Sorry. Mute. YouTube. Sitting or standing?
Sitting, actually, because it takes 1 hour and it's uncomfortable to stand for such a long time.
Not sure which one's worse.
Okay, then what you prefer?
I'll think of it. I'll see
Okay.
the rooms as well.
Okay.
There's that. How does it? Okay, so there's going to be the presentation, and there's going to be my face in the corner somewhere. How is that going to look like?
Here, like you can, if you try to share now the presentation, you can see how it looks like on the YouTube channel. It's going to be in the corner. Your face is going to be smaller now.
Okay, so I do the share like this.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how it's going to look like. Okay, so they won't really see me that much. All right, cool. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Remember to share screen. So do I share the screen right away, or do I introduce myself first and then start sharing the screen?
You share screen right away because there is information about you. So
Right.
you can open that slide where it's written Vitam and your photo, and then you can tell more about yourself. Is that slide?
Mm-hmm. So would it be a good idea to share that, to put that slide up while people are in the waiting room?
There is no such thing as a waiting room.
Okay.
Like in the beginning, like you need to greet the audience, you tell that the topic of the presentation, and then you tell about yourself.
Okay, no, cool. Because I've worked with tools where you have a waiting room before the conference starts, and sometimes they would have like a slide describing the agenda or something.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
There is no such thing here.
Cool. Something to consider if there's an option like that, if you find it.
If we find something, I will message you about it.
Not necessarily for this time, just for future consideration.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. What was the app for? Like, what was the platform that used this?
I believe it was Cisco.
Cisco. Okay.
Cisco that used that.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds familiar.
I'm sorry?
Okay.
Sounds familiar.
Because then you have, like, let's say you have a meeting agenda that pops up there, and just people have something to focus, prep their mind for the meeting. Oh, this is what we're going to discuss.
Mhm.
Nah. So then when you come in and start introducing yourself and introducing the agenda, they already have their mind ready. And instead of reading and listening, they've read it, so now they're listening to you. So if you have, let's say, the slide that's presenting me, and they have the little bio, so they read that bio, and they kind of start thinking about already who I am. Then I come and introduce myself, so now they're paying more attention to me specifically and not the slide and me at the same time. That's the idea behind it, and I found that it was a really cool tool to use.
Okay, you can use it or think about it to use it. It's a cool one. But I can tell you that students know at least a bit, they have a bit information about you and about this webinar, because all of them, they are registered to it, and they got emails with the topic and the abstracts of the webinar, so they know what you're going to talk about.
Cool. Okay, that's good. Good to know.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah. Do you feel like giving 15 minutes speech for us?
No,
No?
I'll do it.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, right. I'm very conscious and wondering if Vika is laughing or crying right now.
What? Okay. I think you already have experience as a speaker, so it should be not that.
I do.
Okay.
Being nervous and very panicked about it beforehand is very normal and healthy. It's part of the process. If you're not nervous before, it comes out during, which is much worse, at least for me. Okay, so now Google Slides. Good thing we're doing this, because now I'll figure out how to maximize Google Slides, which I've never used before. Okay, get used to Google Slides. Something to do tomorrow. Slideshow. That's a piece of that.
Yay.
3, 2, 1, action. Witam wszystkich na dzisiejszym webinarze. Przedstawiam się, Dobromir Jastrzębski, Project Manager w SoftServe Polska. Jak pewnie przeczytaliście na zaproszeniu, jestem Project Managerem od ponad 8 lat. W różnych dziedzinach rozpocząłem karierę jako Project Manager w dziedzinie eventowej, potem w budowlance pracowałem, potem po różnych studiach wylądowałem w departamencie IT w finansach, no i obecnie pracuję dla SoftServe'ów czysto IT, środowisku IT. Pochodzę z Polski, za to jestem wychowany w Montrealu, w francuskiej części Kanady, więc nigdy nie miałem wykształcenia po polsku, więc jeśli jakieś pyki będę walił, czy dziwne zwroty zdania, to proszę mieć wyrozumienie dla mnie. A poza tym tam wykończyłem wykształcenie z Project Managera w HEC, Haute Études Commerciales, montrealska siedziba HEC Paris, także tam zakończyłem. Nie mam backgroundu technicznego i z tego powodu jestem tutaj, żeby Wam opowiedzieć o kursie, który właśnie przygotowywuje ludzi tak jak my, bez backgroundu technicznego, aby wejść w działalność jako project manager w dziedzinie bardzo technicznej. Dowiedzmy się trochę, kto dzisiaj jest z nami. Czy pracujecie w IT, czy nie? Czy rozpoczęliście waszą przygodę jako project manager od niedawna, od roku? Rozpoczynacie, czy dopiero chcecie rozpocząć? Zapraszam do odpowiedzenia na pytania w czacie tutaj. Zobaczymy, kto z nami jest. Dam wam parę minut na odpowiedź. Śmiało, śmiało. Widzę, że już powoli odpowiedzi idą. Fajnie, fajnie. Mamy fajną grupę dzisiaj. Widzę, że dużo zainteresowania, więc ustalmy parę reguł na początku. Podczas webinaru możecie zadawać pytania na czacie. Moderator Andrii nam będzie sprawdzał pytania, przekazywał do mnie. Webinar będzie trwał godzinę i potem przez pół godziny będę odpowiadał na pytania, więc śmiało możecie zadawać tutaj pytania i podczas Q&A na końcu też będzie można zadawać kolejne pytania. Aby uprościć komunikację między nami, czasami będę się was pytał różne rzeczy, takie pytania na tak lub nie, możecie odpowiedzieć na plus za tak lub minus na nie i będziemy monitorować wasze odpowiedzi, żeby widzieć, jak wszystko działa. Zróbmy test, czy wszyscy dobrze mnie słyszą, czy wszyscy dobrze mnie widzą. Are you hearing me well or not? Are you seeing me well or not? I should have asked that earlier, yes. Pięknie, pięknie, więc mamy wszystkich on board. Informuję, że webinar prezentowany dzisiaj przez IAMPM jest poszerzony, jest wprowadzenie do kursa, który poszerza właśnie całą wiedzę podstawową, techniczną dla nietechnicznych ludzi. Jest to kurs, który będzie prowadzony przeze mnie i innych wykładowców. Dzisiaj, tylko dzisiaj do 12 w nocy, do 24 możecie zapisać się na kurs z zniżką 20%. Poza tym za partycypację też są wynagrodzenia, dobra partycypacja, wysoka partycypacja i ciekawe pytania będą wynagradzane większymi zniżkami na ten kurs. Czy mamy jakieś pytania na ten temat? Wszystko jasne, idziemy dalej. Co to jest projekt? Projekt, jak się różni projekt od codziennych operacji? Projekt w teorii ma początek i koniec i istnieje sam w sobie. Jak już te rzeczy, które są stworzone w projekcie, przechodzą na operację, to już nie jest projekt. I w projekcie mamy różne fazy. Tradycyjnie mamy w systemie waterfallu mamy fazy initiation, planning, executing, monitoring and closing. Więc inicjacja, planowanie, egzekucja, monitorowanie projektu, no i zamykanie projektu. I w tym się włącza masa różnych zajęć, które stosują się lub nie do tego projektu. W Agile mamy inny system trochę, który istnieje i też mamy system tak zwany rolling wave, który czasami jest stosowany, jeśli chodzi o projekty IT w dziedzinach na przykład, które nie są przyswojone do działania Agile, typu finanse, gdzie są limity, jeśli chodzi o regulacje i prawa, które no, niestety zmuszają sytuację do tego, że nie można działać 100% agile'owo. I wtedy mamy rolling wave, gdzie mamy panie waterfall od początku do końca, ale że te detale i wszystkie po prostu rozwijamy w trakcie. No i z czego się składa projekt? Projekt przeważnie się składa z tasków, zajęć. I w jaki sposób wy jako project manager, waszym zadaniem jest skleić te wszystkie zadania, te wszystkie osoby, które decydują, jakie są ważne zadania i co się dzieje, kiedy, używając jakie narzędzia. Do tego mamy różne rodzaje narzędzi, software'ów, task trackerów, typu bardzo znany jest taki Microsoft Project na przykład, który jest duży, skomplikowany, ciężki do nauczenia się, ale który jest bardzo stosowny do mega dużych projektów, bardzo skomplikowanych, gdzie jest dużo włączonych ludzi, gdzie jest dużo finansów. Taki software bardzo się wtedy przydaje. innych sytuacjach, gdzie nie są potrzebne takie trakowania, jest masa różnych software'ów na rynku darmowych, z extensions, które możecie używać. Na typu Asana, typu Trello. Bardzo różne inne też istnieją. Ważne nie jest znać je wszystkie, bo każda organizacja ma swoje i tak czy inaczej będziecie musieli się nauczyć ten, który organizacja wasza używa, organizacja, do której dołączacie jako PM. Więc nie chodzi o to, żeby się trudzić z wystukaniem, jak każdy działa, tylko bardziej umiejętność rozpoznania, jakie są elementy tego typu start date, end date, lag, task, milestone. Takie rzeczy wam wystarczą, żeby spokojnie ogarnąć, jakie są funkcje i jak działa te narzędzie. Do I answer that question right now, or do I keep that for Q&A? Okay.
It's up to you.
Okej. Fajne pytanie weszło tutaj. Pytanie, czy ja pracuję częściej z Waterfallem, czy z Agilem. Poprzednio najczęściej pracowałem z Waterfallem. Obecnie mam lekką styczność z Agilem. Także jedno i drugie jest interesujące, ma swoje problemy, ma swoje zalety i wady. Trzeba umieć się dostosować i być zwinnym. Idziemy do następnego pytania. Yes. Do you guys want me to continue?
Yeah, at least 1-2 slides and then it's
Okay.
enough.
Right. Right, no, okay. Gdzie przechowywamy i gdzie te wszystkie informacje przechowywamy? Bo Task Tracker to jest jedna rzecz, którą używamy, żeby śledzić nasze działalności, ale wszystkie dane, kod, zdjęcia, wszystkie te sprawy, wszystkie te informacje, content, który używamy, nie będziemy tego trzymać w naszym Task Trackerze, w naszym software'ze project managementu. Więc są różne opcje, żeby utrzymywać te informacje. Confluence czy Atlassian, niektóre on-site, czy niektóre w cloudzie. Zależnie od potrzeby, zależnie od organizacji, zależnie od rozmiaru, będą różne rozwiązania na to. To też trzeba podstawowe informacje, podstawową wiedzę na te tematy ogarnąć, a potem jak wejdziecie już w organizację, zobaczyć jakie jest narzędzie używane i w nie się wdrożyć w swoim tempie. Przykład bardzo znany jest Atlassian na bazie Jiry, który możecie sobie bardzo łatwo na różnych stronach wziąć kursy i dowiedzieć się dobrze, lepiej, jak to ogarnąć. Zbieranie i analiza wymagań. Co to jest? Czy ktoś wie, czym jest zbieranie i analiza wymagań? Co to są wymagania? Ktoś ma jakąś ideę tego, co to jest? I'm asking if anybody knows what requirements are. Tak, Andrzej ma fajną odpowiedź. Andrzej nam tu mówi, że wymagania to są zachcianki klienta. Nie dokładnie zachcianki, tu są bardziej potrzeby klienta, tak raczej to chcemy powiedzieć, bo gdybyśmy mówili zachcianki, to może źle brzmieć dla naszego klienta, ale tak, to są potrzeby, które klient ma co do projektu, jakie potrzebuje spełnić. Czy to dobrze, potrzebujemy stronę, potrzebujemy, żeby była szybka, żeby była prosta, żeby był payment, żeby był PayPal, żeby był blik. To są przykłady requirementów. No i mamy tutaj działalność zbierania i analizowania wymagań. Więc najpierw trzeba zebrać te wymagania i trzeba je przeanalizować. Zbieramy, pytamy się klienta, co on potrzebuje, czemu on to potrzebuje. Bo czasami klient coś potrzebuje, ale nie wie do końca, że to potrzebuje. On myśli, że potrzebuje to. Dlatego chcemy się wiedzieć, czemu on to potrzebuje, bo może my mamy lepsze rozwiązanie. I tu jest nasza oferta jako PM, jako firma, która składa oświadczenia software'owe, rozwijające software'ów, aby właśnie klientowi najbardziej dorabić. I tu wpada właśnie analiza tych wymagań i wtedy zrozumienie dokładnie, do czego dąży to wszystko i jak to najlepiej rozwiązać. Do tego przydają się nam dwie osoby nazwane takie analityk biznesowy i analityk systemowy. Czym one się różnią i co one jedzą wieczorem? Analityk biznesowy rozmawia z klientem i zbiera te wymagania. To jest osoba, która właśnie rozumie business process, która skleja te właśnie wymagania i drąży u klienta, żeby się dowiedzieć dokładnie, o co mu chodzi, co on chce i po co on to chce. Analityk systemowy będzie analizował wymagania systemowe, więc jakie bazy danych, jak to poukładać, ile pamięci potrzeba, jakie narzędzie użyć, żeby jak najlepiej obsłużyć wymagania klienta. I tu Andrzej wraca z kolejnym super pytaniem o różnicy między funkcjonalnymi a niefunkcjonalnymi wymaganiami. Funkcjonalne wymagania są tak zwane przeważnie kwantytatywne, a niefunkcjonalne to bardziej kwalitatywne. Także wymagania takie ścisłe, funkcjonalne to bardziej na przykład strona ma wyglądać tak, ma mieć tyle linków, mają być te linki, to. Niefunkcjonalne to bardziej typu właśnie jaka będzie szybkość, jaka będzie responsywność, jak będzie się zachowywała ta strona. Czy to odpowiada na pytanie? Super, cieszę się. Co to są BPMN, IDFO, EPC, UML? To są różne koncepty, w które nie będziemy dzisiaj wchodzić i rozwijać. One są związane z tymi procesami. Podczas kursu, dla którego mamy tylko dzisiaj ofertę zniżki 20%, możecie się więcej dowiedzieć dokładnie na te tematy i jak te właśnie wszystkie koncepty wchodzą w grę w waszej roli jako PM. Okay, got it. Sorry.
Ja tu mam takie krótkie pytanie do pana.
Tak.
Odnośnie tego pytania, co było na początku slajdu o wymaganiach, bo to jakby pan współpracował ze studentami i nie wiem, czy szybciej będzie, żeby pan sam sobie sprawdzał ten czat, czy żebym ja przesyłał to na Telegramie. To pytanie, co było na początku, czy ktoś wie o tym, co jest wymaganie, czym jest wymaganie?
Co, mi dobrze na tym Telegramie wychodzi, wiesz? Czekaj, gdzie mam to w ogóle ten czat? Gdzie jest ten YouTube?
Nie no, na Telegramie będę wysyłał pytania do pana, ale te odpowiedzi na pana pytania pan będzie sam sprawdzał, czy jakoś to inaczej zrobimy. Bo rozumiem, że ma pan tam na tablecie otworzony YouTube, czy nie?
Tak, mam otworzony YouTube, tylko wtedy mi się wyskoczył mi Telegram.
Mhm. Mhm.
Lepiej się trzymać YouTube'u i będę po prostu patrzył na czat na YouTubie. Czy to jest OK? Does that make sense? What I just said?
I think if I understood you correct, you want to check your chat yourself, right?
So Andrei is suggesting that. Andrei, you can call me Dobromir, don't call me Pan.
Okay.
Right. I'm sorry, I was just in the flow. So Andrei, repeat your question, please.
I asked Dobromir how can we work with those questions, yeah, when Dobromir asked about wymagania.
No, wymagania.
Is it better for Dobromir to check it on YouTube, or I should send it via Telegram?
I think it's better on YouTube. What do you think?
It's up to you. Like most of our speakers are checking chat themselves on YouTube, but some of them prefer us to send questions to Telegram as well. So we can do both.
Both on the same time. Okay. Okay. I guess we'll roll with it. Sure. Let's do both. We'll just figure it out.
Okay.
Okay, so I send you questions via Telegram, but answers on your questions you will check on YouTube yourself. Okay?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Great.
I guess so.
Are you confused?
No, it's fine.
I think we can stop it. It's enough.
How is the speed?
Speed is cool. Like pace is really cool. Good.
Yeah.
There is
This is
the only thing I would want to say, like when you switch from one slide to another, there is a pause that you can fill it in by saying, okay, we are going to the next slide, or
Oh, right, because there's a delay between what I say and the slide and when they see it, right? Okay, slide, delay, filler.
here.
Okay, perfect.
Or just like we are going to talk about something, small phrase that can fill in that silence.
Okay, cool. So,
And there,
Mhm.
and there was question from Andre,
Mhm.
and it wasn't related to the slide, it was related to something else. And like if it's not related to it, you can say that we can, first question, it was tricky one. So if it's not related to the information you are giving now, you can say that you will answer that in the end, and Andre will repeat it. So you follow your thoughts and you don't need to start talking about something completely different.
Okay. How about what I do is when I'm done discussing the slide, then I check the questions before moving on.
Yeah, you can do that.
Oh, this is what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah, you just need to say that to audience, that this is how when I am going to check the questions.
Tell is not as choose slides. Cool. Okay. How was the body language?
It was cool. Everything was
great.
good. Yeah. Nothing else to, I don't know, to pick that something that should be improved. Everything was good. By the way, do you know that we have already 230 registration for this webinar? So there is audience ready for you.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, cool. It's yeah. With in front of a computer like this, 200 people, that's going to be a first.
I think you're doing like pretty good. I don't feel that you are nervous. Maybe like in the beginning, like first minute, it felt like, but then it was so natural for you. So I do not think that audience can feel that you
Cool.
worry.
I'm going off topic. You realize this. Andrei, you understand Polish, so you know that I've gone outside of